In this video, we're going to talk about your targeting interest. We'll go over the three types of different targeting interests and how you should use each of them in your advertising and in your ad process to get the best results. Okay, so let's take a look at the three type of buying interests. You have your buying targets, your community targets, and your authority targets. Now, your buying targets will be what you initially start with. We'll call that your launch ad. These are going to be your very passionate people that you do very good research on and that you kind of go after to see if you have a viable product. Your community and authority targets are best reserved for your scaling process, where you want a lot more sales, but now you're expecting your ROI to go down because these are just not as targeted as your buying targets above. So let's break down exactly what a buying target is. Let's use the interest fishing. Let's say fishing is our niche. And so buying targets are going to revolve around accessories, such as, lures for fishing, reels, hats maybe. Perhaps there's a special type of sunglasses that exist, so your eyes don't get hurt from the sun reflecting off of the water. Whatever kind of accessory that goes along with that niche, whatever somebody would spend money on, will end up being one of your buying targets. Complements, so complements that go along with fishing, maybe shoes specially fitted or specially made so that your grip doesn't slip on the side of the boat or the shore, or whatever you may be. That'll end up being one of your complement targets. And then enhancers, anything that's going to allow you to do that activity better. So like I said, boots will fall under that. Maybe there's a special type of gloves or something of the sort. Now, magazines are also going to be a buying target. Magazines are something that somebody in that niche who is passionate about will end up spending money on. And magazines will be both the offline magazines and then the online subscription magazines as well. The coupon and the wholesale stores surrounding that niche, maybe there is a fishing wholesale store that you get stuff at really good prices on when you order in bulk. That will also fall under your buying targets. And then your online subscription, be it a subscription box or a membership site that has a Facebook following, those will also be your buying targets as well. Buying targets are going to be the most passionate, the most willing to spend money on that particular niche or on that particular field that you're targeting. And we're kind of assuming that because of the interest that they have expressed an interest in on Facebook, right, surrounding all these topics here. Now, your community targets, while they may be just as passionate, we don't know if they're proven to spend money yet. And so that's why we kind of have them in a separate area than the buying targets. Your community targets will be pages built by other marketers. So since we're using fishing, those pages will most likely be called I Love Fishing or Fishing is Life or something along those lines. Something that marketers have spent money building up a concentrated audience base around that kind of promote offers to on the back end, promote shirts, promote reels, whatever they're promoting. Those will fall under your community targets. There'll be support groups, so charities, maybe there's a charity surrounding fishing that you can research into, that'll be a community target. And then local chapters of, local chapters of Florida fishermen, for example. The general interest pages are also going to fall under your community target. Maybe they're just pages about information about bass fishing, perhaps. Those will fall under your community targets. Now, those are going to be your targets where a large group of people congregate, but you're not entirely sure whether they're buyers or not. So we kind of reserve that audience for later on in the advertising process. Your community targets and your authority targets will most likely be your scaling ad, and we'll get into that later. But for the moment, you just need to keep in mind that buying targets is what you start off with, community and authority targets utilizing for the scale. So let's take a look at authority targets. Authority targets are going to be your large brands of the niche. So in this instance for fishing, the Bass Pro Shops. I'm not really aware of any other large fishing brands, so I'll just use Bass Pro Shops as an example. There'll be your celebrities, so celebrity fishermen, celebrity anglers. Anybody who's kind of a figure in that niche will fall under the authority targets. And then your larger retail stores that kind of sell fishing gear as well. You could research those, be it locally or nationally. Those will fall under your authority targets. So these are the three types of interests that we look at when targeting Facebook ads. And in the next videos, I'm going to show you how to utilize each of these interests in our three main stages of Facebook advertising.